Today, I'm going to be speaking to us about a topic I titled Wrestling Against Flesh and Blood. You know, it's been hard for us to be able to keep to our promises to ourselves in staying professional or living a disciplined lifestyle. And we struggle with our own self. I know many of us are Christians. You know, it's written in the scriptures that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers. But in reality, in our business and our lifestyle, practically we're wrestling against flesh and blood and not principalities and powers. Before you even find your spiritual wars against principalities and powers, have you won the battle against flesh and blood? So as we start, the first thing I want you to pay attention to in wrestling against flesh and blood is number one, the fighter. Who is the fighter?
Who are you? What are you made of? What are you capable of? Because it's important you know this before you go fight any fight. Honestly, this flesh and blood, all these habits that you want to fight, all these bad behaviors you want to fight, all these things you're wrestling with, do you even have the ability and the capability to fight that battle? Do you have it? Like, be sincere with yourself. Like, there's no point going into the ring because we're going to step into the ring shop. There's no point we getting into that ring and you confronting the opponent and it's going to beat you blue-black. Do you have the stamina to fight this battle? Do you even have the stamina to fight these habits, to fight this bad behavior? Who are you, for God's sake? You are the fighter. What are you capable of? Remind yourself. I remind myself a lot of times, I am Summy Francis and I'm not without God. That's my mantra. I say to myself, if you're going to ever get to a fight, if you're going to fight any fight between yourself, between you, amongst yourself, with even a stranger, remind yourself who you are. Can you win this battle? At the end of the day, it is me. I can overcome smoking. I can overcome adultery. I can overcome pornography. I can overcome greed. I can overcome anger. I can overcome those things. Remind yourself who you are. And this will empower you to fight this battle. Now, the second thing, we've spoken about the fighter. This is you. Every fighter has a reason. Why are you fighting? Why do you want to fight in the first place? Some people fight out there because they're angry, there's malice, and they just want to throw punches and whatever. But why do people really fight, especially when it's professional fighting? It's for the belt, it's for the title. Sometimes it's for pride. But most importantly, there's something that is driving them towards that fight. What is the reason why you want to start saving money? What is the reason why you want to stop spending lavishly? What is the reason why you want to be responsible? What is the reason why you want to take your business seriously? What is the reason why you want to wake up early in the morning? What is the reason why you want to read more books? If that reason is there, then what's the next step? Start training. Every fighter trains. What are your training? What are the things that you're going to be training with? One of the major things you're equipping yourself is the knowledge you're equipping yourself. The knowledge, the information. The information you're equipping yourself with. See, the more information you absorb, the more the potential or the possibilities you have for transformation. So the more you soak yourself training, you're soaking yourself training, the more you can really fight this battle between flesh and blood. And another thing you can do while you are training is the replacement activity. So some of the things, some of these bad habits that would come to you, if you begin to replace them with the good habits, you spend so much time on screen, on TV, you spend so much time on social media, and you intentionally begin to replace those times with positive things, books, reading, conversations, positive conversations, atmospheres and environments like this. Then you are training yourself, you are equipping yourself for that fight. Now, while you are training yourself, absorbing information, the next thing every fighter should consider is the trainer. Agreed. But who is training you? Have you picked up that a person who is training with a trainer or somebody who is exercising with a gym instructor would do much better than a person without a gym instructor? What is the simple reason? Very easy. An instructor will show you new techniques, more techniques, most importantly, motivate you. And at the same time, make you accountable. Today we are doing 10 push-ups. We are doing 10 sit-ups. And we're working on the biceps and this. They will list it out. And there's accounts for these things. Some of us cannot account for these things. You know what I'm saying? Who is your trainer? Coming into this assembly weekly is engaging with your trainer. Now, you can train directly from a trainer, from an instructor, and you can also co-train. If we go cycling, every single one of us going on the bike, we will cover more miles if I ride the bicycle with every one of you than if I ride the bicycle alone. So when you train with somebody, you find yourself working harder in your training, you get better in it, you become better in it. So what you are doing now, African brothers and sisters, my fellow global citizens across the world, what you're doing now is training with every other person. The guy training with you on the treadmill is helping you run on your own treadmill. Who is your trainer? If you ain't got a trainer, then you're in trouble, because you can't just wrestle flesh and blood all by yourself. You can't do it by yourself. It would freaking defeat you. I've been defeated many times. Do you know what I'm talking about? Things you said you will not do again. Give it 24 hours. Don't even talk about 24 weeks. 24 hours. It will strike and it will happen. Because you've been going to that ring without knowing who you are, your capabilities. You haven't proclaimed and declared the reason for that fight. You haven't started training and you ain't got a trainer. Next, fighters. How do you win this battle? You have to consider the ring. You've got to consider the ring, the arcade, the arena. Where are you fighting? Now, I must tell you something. You might not know this, but every fighter is going to ask you, where am I going to fight? Who are my audience? Where am I fighting? Because the ring, the atmosphere, the arena can kill you, can make you weaker or stronger. So what is the ring? It's the environment, guys. It's the environment. You want to wrestle against flesh and blood? Where is your ring? Who is in your environment? Who are your friends, for heaven's sake? Where do you draw wisdom from? Who feeds you with energy? What kind of relationships are you in? Who are you rubbing mind with? The little things count. It counts. So, who surrounds? Who is around you matters a lot. And if you don't have a good circle, if you don't have a right ring, I assure you, let me rather advise you to get the right ring. Because if you don't, flesh and blood will beat the hell out of you. It will beat the hell out of you. Get the right environment. Get the right people. You cannot underestimate the power of good people. You can't. You cannot underestimate gatherings like this. Do not miss it. I beg you. If you can constantly do this for a year, watch yourself in December and watch what you must have accomplished. The ring matters a lot. Very important. Now, when you get into the ring, what happens, brothers and sisters? The fight. Now, this is not time for training right now. You've got to fight. You've got to fight. You've got to fight. Oh my God, you've got to fight. Even when they are beating you up, you've got to fight. Even when that habit is beating you up, keep fighting. Keep fighting. See, the only time you lose a fight is when the referee calls it off. When you stop throwing punches or when you go down on the ground. Do you know that? That is the only time they call it off. When you refuse to stand up, is the only time they call the fight off. Or when you stop throwing punches. So I tell you something, no matter how much it's beating you up, this habit, I said I will not do this again. Tomorrow I find myself doing it. Keep fighting. You know what that habit wants to do, what that bad behavior wants to do, what that bad business strategy, whatever those bad things you're fighting is. You know what they want to do? They want to keep you down. They want to make sure you're down. And once you're down, you can't get up no more, then they've won. But let me tell you something. Getting into the ring is not you not being beaten. No. When I send you or when you go into the ring, it's not that I don't want to be beaten. I am going into the ring that I will be beaten. I'll get my blue eyes, but I will win that freaking fight. Guys, you gotta know something for real, man. You gotta know this. You've got to stand. And you've got to ignore the pain. The pain of, I lost this time. I said I won't do this again. Then you accept that defeat. No. Don't accept the defeat, but accept the pain. And once you accept the pain, throw your own jabs back. I didn't pray today, I will pray tomorrow. I didn't gym today, I will gym tomorrow. I forgot to read today, yes, then I will read tomorrow. I will read tomorrow. That's it. See, when you miss the bus, catch the next bus, please. When you see that today I did not meet the assignment I was supposed to do, I said I was going to be focused at work. I see that I couldn't be focused. Oh, I've lost it. I didn't meet my goal. So what? So what? I'm going to catch the next one. Tomorrow I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop. And you keep throwing your jab. And guess what? If you keep fighting, keep throwing your jab, when you beat you to the ground, you stand up. You beat you to the ground, you start. See, the nightmare of a fight is a desperate one. It's the nightmare of any fighter. The one that keeps standing is tiring, because even you, they are beating them up, you get tired. And there's a very huge chance that you can win the fight. Now, the next thing you must remember to do is to cool off. Cool off. That's why every ring you hear, you're gonna hear the sound. You're gonna cool off. Get the towel, put some water in your mouth, cool off. You've got to cool off, because there are some decisions you've got to make when you go to the corner of the ring to cool off. There are some decisions that is best taken when you cool off. There are some loopholes you would see. Okay, this guy's been giving me upper jabs. I have to go in driving through the ribs. I have to do this and that. You know, there's some things you do. And that's when they're speaking to you, or any wrestler or boxer or whatever, and as you're cooling off, you're meditating on your next steps. And there are best decisions to be made when you cool off. Now, what am I trying to say? Even when you want to make decisions, do it when you're cooling off. Because the brain thinks slowly and logically when it's cool. I've made a lot of mistakes when I was angry. A lot of us make the same mistakes when we're angry, and we make that decision like that. Sleep over it. Wait it out. Avoid it at that time. Don't do it immediately, because there's hot zone and there's cool zone. That thing wants you to make that decision at that hot zone. And I've been burnt many times. I'm sure have many of us. Go into your cool zone before you make that decision. Then you'll be making a logical decision. See, it's not just anger. It's not just temperament. Even as small as purchases, spend them. Do you know there's a hot zone for spending? Get excited, like, wow, I love this wristwatch. Wow, I'm going to get, and the next thing, you bought it. And then you realize, no, why? How about telling the person that I'll come back tomorrow? And I bet you the way you're going to see that wristwatch tomorrow is going to be different from the way you saw it today. In employing, I employ hot. A lot of people know that. I'm like, hey, come on board. No, cool off. How about I'll see you tomorrow, I'll make the decision tomorrow. You want to employ somebody? Cool off. You want to do a partnership? You want to sign a transaction? Cool off. Remember to cool off when you're fighting flesh and blood. And when you're cooling off, what's the next one? Refuel. You see the point inside the box's mouth. You can see so many things. It's refueling. Refuel. Spirituality, refuel. Exercising, refuel. Reading, refuel. Exercising opens up the brain. It makes you think in a different way. It helps your mindset. Refuel. And while you fight, when you're refueling and you're cooling off, and you hear the bell again, and you jump back into that ring, and you're about to start throwing those jabs again, remember the prize for everything. The prize will increase your willpower. The prize will increase your willpower to fight and keep fighting. When you see that boxer and everybody's beginning to ail and it's really and beginning to knock his last jab, his last energy, is the prize. What is the price for professionalism? Why do you want to even be professional this year? What is the reason? I want to be strong in my career. I want to be respected. I want to achieve. I want to. What are those things? And if you fight flesh and blood and you win, what will you gain? You ain't going to be smoking no more. Your temper is going to be better. You make sound decisions. You prosper at work. Your colleagues will respect you. Your boss will respect you. You look at the prize. Your family will respect you. You will achieve more successes on your side. The prize is amazing, for freaking sake. It's massive. It's worth fighting for. If you remind yourself this prize, you will beat the hell out of your flesh and your blood. What is this? You will run that marathon race. You will not care if there's no water. You will run with your last breath and you will get to the finish line. So even when you are disciplining yourself and that iPhone beeps again and you're about to go into that social media for like 2-3 hours of your wasted time, and you remember the price, what's this nonsense? If I can use this time to read a book now, what is it going to do for me? Remember the price. Remember the price. I am running this career. What am I doing to develop myself in this career? Am I just laying back, doing nothing? Snapchat, Instagram, status, that's all I do at this age of mine? What am I developing in my field, in my career? What am I doing to up myself professionally? And this is the only time you can declare the year as the year of professionalism, because you are literally fighting for it. Keep reminding yourself of the price, the winning price. You know what? It's worth it. Do you know why it's worth it? Because you wouldn't have gotten into the ring in the first place if it wasn't worth it. Most of the people that you think they are a failure, they are not really a failure. They were you and me. They tried also, but they gave up. It's not easy. It's not easy. Who wants to stay disciplined? Do you think it's easy? The brain is designed for pleasure. It will go direct to pleasure more than pain. Go and do your research. The brain it's more driven towards pleasure. That's why when you switch on Netflix, your brain will come calm. When there's a nice champagne in front of you, your brain will come calm. When there's wine, your brain will calm. Bring your laptop with work, with Excel spreadsheet. You will now see how your brain will begin to fight with you. But that is the time you begin to wrestle against that flesh and blood. As a hand, attributes of a good fighter. You know, good fighters remove distractions. If you are still fighting to avoid distraction, you are using some of the energy you're supposed to use to fight. The energy you're supposed to use to fight, you are now using it to avoid distraction. So you avoid it. It takes some energy. Why not remove it completely? If you want to do something for 30 minutes, put the phone away. Remove distraction. It will look like it's impossible. You're going to die. You will not die. It's flesh and blood. It is war. It is war. You win this battle, you win forever in life. What else does a good fighter do? The 3 seconds rule. 3 seconds rule. Easy. What is the 3 seconds? Go and find out from any sportman, any strong fighter. 1, 2, 3. Gone. Do it. Now, if you're laying on your bed, you're tired, you want to get up, the flesh and the blood is fighting against you. You really want to stand up, it's fighting. It's not working. I know that feeling. I struggle with it myself. Just count. 1, 2, 3. Stand up. Count 1, 2, 3 and do that thing that is pulling you back. And I challenge you right now, if there's one thing you know, well, even if it's a cigarette, once you've held it and you're about to smoke, or you're even smoking. When I said I want to stop cigarette, I'll stop after this last pull. No, I want to stop. And you know what? 1, 2, 3, just break it. And don't start with the big things. I've spoken to you about it. The small things count. Lastly, achievable goals. Set goals that you can achieve, so that when you achieve it, it will encourage you for the next goal. Oh, I want to do this one. It's like the fight. Choose the right fight. Win that fight, then go to the next fight. Don't say big, massive ones, and then you don't wanna. You have goals that you cannot even meet up to. Small things, step by step. The big result will come, because big result takes time to achieve. But even before you achieve your big result, you know that you have to put your mind in focusing. So as you're achieving the small one, you'll be getting to the big one. And use your monk mind. Don't use your monkey mind. Every one of us has a monkey mind. One goal here, one goal there, one goal here. You have not finished this goal, you have jumped to another goal. Monkey. You know how the way monkeys just jumping up and down. Some of us are jumping with our career. Today, I'm doing coding. Tomorrow, I'm doing graphic design. Can you at least do something for 10 years? One goal. Stay with a monk mind. A monk is focused and disciplined. A monkey is jumping. So remove the monkey mind, put on your monk mind. Focus on the goal. Some people are jumping from career to career, job to job. You think it's the job that makes you happy? You think it's the job that will satisfy you? What are you doing in the job where you are? What are you doing with that business to business, idea to idea? What have you done with the one you have right now? Have you tried focusing on it? Have you tried being disciplined with it and making something come out of it first before you jump to the next one? Stop the monkey and beat the monk, please. Wake up, create routines. Create routines is the biggest thing. Create routines. Wake up at a specific time. Go to bed at a specific time. You got to create a routine, because All these things is important. You know the 25-90. 21 days will help you build an habit. 66 days, it will start becoming an habit. And in 90 days, it has already become a lifestyle. So fight this battle first in 21 days. Start fighting. 1, 2, 3, go. Right? 1, 2, 3, what? Go. My name is Summy Francis, and I am nothing without God. Thank you so much.